Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is eclarkhalid, and in today's video I'll be showing you how you can create MERN authentication, which is Mongodb, Express.js, React and Node.js authentication on your website. On my screen I have this project I've been working on. Is a full stack MERN application about posting recipes, creating, deleting, updating, following others and all that. So this project will be dropping by the end of this week. It will be a long project, maybe 6 to 10 hours, so turn on notifications so that you can receive this project once it is released. So in today's video I'll be showing you how to create authentication, only that. And let me show you what I mean. I have this sign in and sign up button, so I'll just hit the sign up button and it's taking me to this page. So I'll just create a random email and then I'll sign up, then I'll hit register. Then you can see I have this registration successful, login to access application. Let's wait. Here you will see that I'm supposed to just use a name, even though like I logged in using my email. So I'll just do a password, random password, and I've put a wrong password, so it won't like log me in. But if I use the actual password, it's saying login successful, and it will take me to the actual application, which is now the home page of the application. And as you can see, now we have this website where it will be about creating, posting recipes and all that, and then I can log out and it takes me back to this. So in this video I'll be creating that, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We hit 519 subscribers last month. I haven't posted because I had campus examination and stuff, so I'll be creating weekly content, so make sure you subscribe. So the first thing I've done here, I've created a React application where I've used Tailwind CSS to create my project. I've used this from Tailwind. If you want to do this, you can go to the Tailwind and then hit frameworks and then hit Vite. That's the one we are using to do this. And then I have installed the packages. So what I'll do here, I'll hit code dot so that I can open this application in my Visual Studio Code. So as you can see, now I have this project. I've already created this project. The next thing I'm going to do, you're supposed to, inside the project that you're going to create, you're supposed to create two directories. So inside the project you're supposed to create a client folder and also an API folder. The client will serve the form about logging in, and then the API will handle the codes about the signing up, registration, getting the user to log in and all that. So make sure you create two folders, and then this app you create it in, you put it inside the clients folder. So let me do that. So now I have this, I have the client folder which has my React project, and then I have an API folder which will have the backend. So let me maximize this for you so that you can see. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to open your terminal, and once you open your terminal, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to cd into your client folder, and then you're going to start your React app. So it's going to be cd client, and then you're going to start the application, npm run dev. And now as you can see, we have the app has started running. So what you'll do is either you control click to open the application, or you can just do what, you can copy paste the link on your browser. So you can see our app is running. So what we'll do next is we are going to come back here, and we are just going to create some random inputs for this application. We're not going to create a full website because we are just learning how to do the authentication. So I'm going to come here inside the index CSS, and since I'm using Tailwind, it's going to handle all my styling. So let's remove that. Actually, I've not installed Tailwind, so I'll do that. I think I missed a step, so let me show you how you will install your application. If you open Tailwind CSS and then you come to get started, and then you come to this installation tab. If you use this step, you'll notice that your Tailwind won't work because you're creating a Vite project. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the framework guides and then you're going to tap Vite, so that like you can get the procedure. I already did this, but I didn't install these two packages, so that's what I'm going to do. It's not a must to install Tailwind, but for me I'll be using Tailwind, so it's a step I should do. So I'll paste it here, but make sure that when you are installing it, you install it in the clients folder only. So it's cd client, and then you're going to paste it here, the two steps there, and then it's going to install Tailwind, and then come back. You see we have this tailwind.config. we are going to put it in our tailwind config.js, and then you are going to add this inside our index.css. So I'll just paste it here before it will finish installing, and then now I can copy this. Yeah, now we can copy the tailwind config.js, and then we can come and paste it inside the tailwind.config, because we have not yet changed anything in our application. So I'll come here and do Control A, Control V, and now we have that tailwind.config.js. So I'm going to come back to the browser, and now I can close that, and you can see that we still have our app there. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to come to the app.css, and then I'm going to remove all this, and then now we can come back to our app.jsx. And in our application, we are going to have 3 pages. We are going to have this page, which will show us that we are already logged in, and then we are going to have 2 more pages, which are the login, and also we have the sign up. So what we are going to do, I'm not going to write the CSS for all that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come here and I'm going to look for sailboat UI, and what sailboat will do, it will give us the components like the inputs, the buttons, and all that. So I'm not going to write the CSS for all that, and then I'm going to open React Router DOM to help me while routing through my application. After opening React Router, you're going to come to tutorials, and then the tutorial to show us how to install the router. And then you're going to scroll down up to where you have this npm create vite at latest, but we have already done this, so I'm going to skip that. And then you're going to come to this npm install React Router DOM, and then you go and open your terminal and then paste it there, then wait for it to install. And then what you're going to do as it installs, you're going to scroll down up to where you see this adding a router, this one, and it says like create and render browser router in main.jsx. so we are going to open our main.jsx. then let me minimize this, and then inside the main.jsx I'm going to paste this first, and then I'm going to come and paste it here. This is going to help us route through the application. And then we're going to copy this router, and then the router we are going to paste it here, and then I'll scroll down for the last step, and then the last step is this one. We are going to replace our app in the main.jsx with that text, so it's going to be like that. And once I open my application, now you will notice that we'll have another text which is hello world, because now we have added routes, and the added routes have been affected by this div. So if I remove this div and then I come and do the app, which is the app.jsx, which is our home page, then I come back, you'll notice that it returns the initial code in our app.jsx. So if I come back here, I come here and do login, it's supposed to tell us that for phone page not found. So you're supposed to create two pages which are the sign up and the login. So what you're going to do, you're going to come here inside the source folder and you are going to create login dot, I'm using JSX, so it's going to be like that, and then sfc, and then it's going to be login like that, and then it's going to tell us something like a p tag which says login, a p tag saying login, and then I'm going to add another page which is signup.jsx. So it's going to be signup.jsx. Then I'm going to do sfc, it's going to be sign up, and then it's going to have a text, a p text which says sign up like that. So what I'll do next, I'll come to the main.jsx, and if I come back here and also do the same like login, it's going to say for page not found because we haven't created routes for that. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to first import the login. So it's going to be import login, then like that from login.jsx, and then import sign up like that. And then I'm going to come inside the router, I'm going to copy this, then I'm going to paste it 2 times like that. Then I'm going to change this from, it's going to take us to sign up, and then this one is going to take us to login, and then I'm going to change the element from app to sign up. For this one going to be sign up, and then I'm also going to change this from app to login like that. So if I come back and do the login here, I do login, you'll see that we have the text login, and if I do the sign up, we have the sign up text. So what we are going to do now, we are going to start the sign up page, which I'm going to come to the sailboat UI, and I'm going to look for think file input, not file input, but let me see, form layout. Yeah, form layout. And then I'm going to copy this code. So I'm going to come back to the sign up, and then I don't want this video to be very long, that's why I'm using the components, but in the main project we'll be using we will be writing everything. So I want to have a flex which is going to have not really a flex but height of screen, and then flex justify center, and then items to be center. Then I'm going to paste the code here, Shift Alt F to format, and then if I come back to my application, let me say I have this, but I wanted it to be in the center of the page. Let me see, we can work with it like that. So I'm going to increase the font so that you can see what I'm doing. So I have this email, password, and then I'm going to add all this inside a form, or I'll just change this from div to form like that. Now we have that, and here I'll do, let me see, I'll do a h1 here that says register. Like that, you have the register. And then I'm going to change this button from submit to register or sign up. It's going to be sign up, like that. Then I'm going to remove the remember me radio button because that needs also API and we're not creating that. So if I come back now, we have this simple page. We have the email and then we have the password. But for the email, we want to do the email and then we want to do a username. So it's going to be 3 on the sign up page. So it's going to be, let me see, I've copied the wrong thing. Let me paste it again. So we're going to have an email and then we're going to have a username. It's going to be name. And then we are going to do what? We are going to change this placeholder to, we can say username, right? Username. And then we are going to change the type from email to text. Like that. Let's see. Now we have the email, we have the username, and then we have the password. And all of these, we want them to be required because you don't want someone to bypass something. So you want to do required on this. We're going to do required on this too, because if we do required on those two, we can't submit without filling it. Let me see, refresh, meaning the button is not type button class type is going to be submit. Let's see, now it works because we don't want to bypass the sign up. And then now we are going to copy all this code here and then we are going to paste it inside the login. So we're going to, not actually the whole code but the return function. So I just copy the return function and then I'm going to paste it here like that. And then inside the login, we don't want to ask for the email because the email is just for security, because someone else can't create an account with your email. And then we want to change this from register to login, like that. And then we want to change this button from sign up to login. Then let's come back and then change this URL from sign up to login. Then let's see, now we have the login like that. And now we can come to the app.jsx and then we can change this from, we can remove all this in the home page and then we can add a h1 that says welcome to the home page, like that. In this video we'll just be creating the login only, the register. We are not going to create the profile functionality such that if a user is logged in, we display the profile information. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do the register and the login. And then on the project, I'll be showing you how you can do that. So I'm going to come back to the home page and you can see welcome to the home page. Now it's time to create the backend to handle the login and the sign up. So we are going to close all this and then the next thing to do is create the API. So make sure you close the application and now open the API. So for the API, you're going to open the terminal and the first thing you're going to install for the API is, we are going to do first cd ... to go back to the project and do cd API. And then the first thing you're going to do, you're going to install Express. So it's going to be npm install Express. If you're using Mac, you can do yarn add and then Express. So it's going to be npm install Express, and inside the API we are going to create an index.js. So it's going to be index.js. This is the one that will be handling the requests from the front end to the back end. So we are going to start by defining our Express. We start by declaring our Express application. So it's going to be const express is equals to require and then Express, like that. And then we are going to do const app, our app to use Express, like that. And then our app is going to listen on the local host. I'll be using 4000 for this one. You can use any port on your PC. So I'll be using localhost 4000. And now we want to see if our backend is working, but let's first do that. It's going to be app.get, and then we want to do something like we are testing if it's working, and then we are going to do request and then response, and then it's going to be a function. Then we want to respond .json with a string which says hello, it works, like that. And for this to work on our browser, we are going to add something else called nodemon. So it's going to be npm install nodemon. It's going to help with fast refreshing of our application. So it's going to be npm install nodemon. And now if I come back to my browser and then search for localhost 4000 and then test. If you come to the test, you can see I have an error. I don't know why. Oh, here we're supposed to add that backslash. Then if I refresh, we are still going to get an error because we have not started our backend. So to do that, we are going to come to the API, and then you're going to do nodemon and then index.js, like that. Then it's supposed to start our application. It's saying file. Let's try again. Nodemon. Let me change the terminal. I'm going to use git bash. Going to be cd API. No, cd API, and then nodemon index.js. You can see it started our application, and if I come back here and refresh this, you'll see now we have this text, hello, it works, meaning that our connection to the database is working correctly. So what we are going to do here, we are going to change from test to register, and then we don't want to we can still do this. So let's see. Now we can create the log register function. So first we can do app.use. Here for this one, you're not supposed to install anything. You're going to do express and then .json, like that. And now the next thing we are going to do, you're going to create a user schema, the one that will fetch data from the forms, and then create a user for each one of them. So to do that, you're going to come to the terminal and you're going to install npm install. You're going to install mongoose, like that. And then as that installs, inside the API folder, you're going to create another folder called models, and in this models you're going to create a user.js. This one is going to create to collect data about each user in our application. So for this user schema, we are going to start by const mongoose, which is going to is equals to require, and then mongoose, and then we want to create a user schema. So it's going to be const user schema is going to be is equals to new. We can do mongoose.schema, but instead of doing that, we can just declare the schema here by saying const and then schema. We're going to take it from mongoose like that. So here we are going to create a new schema, and inside this schema you want to get some information from the user. So first we want to get an email, and this email is going to have a type, and the type of that email is going to be a string. Obvious, it's going to be string, and then we want to require, it's going to be required, that is, and then we want to have the required is going to be true, and then we want to this email to be unique so that nobody can use the email apart from the one who created it. So it's going to be like that, and then the next thing we want to get from the user is going to be the username. So let's copy this and then come here and paste it, and then we are going to change from email to username, and then it's going to be type string required, and then the username is going to be true, but we also have to add a minimum value of 4 so that the username is no less than 4 characters, and then we want to get the password from the user. So it's going to be password like that, and then it's going to be type string and then required to be true. We don't want the password to be unique, but we can still do that. We can say unique, to have a uniqueness of the password, so that if I use 12345, nobody else can use 12345 because we need a different password for that. So now we are going to do const and then user model, of which this user model we are going to also import model from mongoose. So it's going to be user model is equals to the model, which is going to have the user and then the user schema like that, and then we are going to export this schema. So it's going to be module.export is equals to, we're going to export our user model like that. So by doing that, now we can create the functionalities of the application. So first here we can come and import it. So it's going to be const user is equals to require, I think it's require, it's going to be require and then require from models and then user.js. So now we have that. The next thing we're going to do is also declare mongoose here. So it's going to be, or we can just copy it from user. Let's copy it to be copy then close that, then paste it here, and then now we can start creating our login functionality, but the register. But before we do that, you're going to open Mongodb, because that's where we are going to use to be storing our information. So make sure you open Mongodb, and then if you don't have an account, you're going to create one. But for me, I'm going to sign in, so let me sign in. After signing in, you're going to come to this part and select new project. But if you are a new user, you're going to see, obviously you're going to see the new project button somewhere, and then let's see, we're going to create, and I've named it my project, so it's going to be my project like that. Then next, and then we are going to hit create. Then select the free plan, and then here you're supposed to select the username and password. So I'm going to create a password, but I'm going to change it so that you cannot use the password. So I'm going to say Khalid, and then let's say 12, and then I'm going to create the user. And then where would you like to connect from? I'm using my local environment because it's a project. And then let me remove the IP address, and then add my current IP address, then finish and close. Go to overview, and then here you're going to click on connect so that you can get the connect to your application. So you're going to select your driver. We're using Node.js, install your driver. We are going to get the connection string for this one. So add your connection string into your application code. So let me copy this, and I'm going to come back to my here, and I'm going to put it here. So it's going to be mongoose.connect. It's going to be that string from the Mongodb, and then I'm going to change this password from the one I just created. So it's going to be Khalid 12, and then make sure, if you didn't create your own password, make sure the password you have been given by Mongodb, you have saved it somewhere so that you don't forget it. So now we have our database set for the application, and now we want to start testing if we can connect to the application. So here we are going to remove this response JSON. Let me see. We're going to remove this response, and then this is going to be app.post, not app.get. We are going to change that, and now we want to take our information. The information is the email from the user, and then you have the username, and then you have the password, and this information is going to come from request.body like that. Then we have an error, no. Then we are going to create a user document. So it's going to be cons, let's say user document is going to be user, the user model we just imported, we have it here. Const user is equals to require is going to be user.create. We are going to create a new user, and for this one we are going to do email, and then we are going to do the username, then we are going to have a password. But remember, we are going to do let me see, I'm getting an error. Why? It's saying expression expected. So let me see, we have it like that. And const user doc, I can make this an async function. So here we are going to say await, and then here we are going to do async. like that. So we want to do the, am I getting an error? Expression only allowed within a async function. I've already declared, yeah. So what you are going to do, we will later on we will hash this password so that nobody can see the password you put there. And then after that we want to respond with JSON the user document like that. So let me see if we have it. Yeah, that's better. So what you're going to do, you're going to come back to our, let me see const user doc, and then await user.create. Yeah, it has done that. So you're going to come back to our application, which is, I don't know which one. It's this one, right? Yeah. So you're going to come back to our application and you're going to do register, and then we're going to open our, not register, we did sign up. You're going to open our network to see what's happening. So you're going to hit inspect and then network to see if we actually get the user signed up. So you're going to do, let me remove that so you can see that. So I'm going to do a simple email. So it's going to be me@gmail.com, and then let's say me as the name, and then, or we can just do test, and then password you can do test1. But if we did me, it would not work because we added the minimum. But if I click sign up, you'll notice that nothing will happen because we have not yet connected from our backend to our frontend. So that's what you're going to do. So you're going to you're going to open your clients folder, and then you're going to go to the sign up here. And then now here we want to make sure that someone is able to register themselves. The first thing we are going to do inside here, you can see we had the labels, we had these inputs, and I don't like how they have a lot of styling. So let me just separate them. You can do a simple what? A simple input. It's not a must like it has all these things, because like we copied it. So first we want to do to declare the username, email, and the password. So we are going to first start with username, and then we are going to set username. This one you're going to get it from the use state. Make sure you import it from React, and then it's going to be empty. And then now we can do the next, which is const email, and then you're going to set email. Then it's going also to use state, then it's going to be empty also, like that. And then you're going to do password, and then you're going to do set password, then is equals to use state, and it's also going to be empty, like that. Now we come to our, what are they called? We come to our inputs, and now inside these inputs, we're going to give it a value of this one is email. So we're going to say value of email. And if I come back to the application and I try to write, you'll notice that I'm not able to write anything. So you're supposed to add an add an on change on the input. So we are going to do the on change, and then it's going to be event dot not event dot but event, and then set email, set email, and then it's going to be event dot target and then dot value. But you'll notice that we have that there, so we can come and do the same. If I come back to my application, you'll notice that now I'm able to write. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it down here. So let me separate this so that you can see properly. Then placeholder, and then the required one, this fragment, like that, and then I'm going to paste it here. And now I'm going to change from email to username. So it's going to be user name, and then make sure you make this capital like that, and then scroll down up to the input for password, then do the same like that. We didn't add required here because it's required, yes, but the two will also add required here. So it's going to be set password, then change this to password like that, then also make this one required. Even though we did it on the user, it would decline if you went and did the, what is it called, you tried to sign up without the password. So here on this form, we are going to remove this action. You don't need any action here, and then we're going to add an, what is it called, an on submit, which will be on submit. So let's do that. It's going to be like that. So an on submit, a function on submit, and then you are going to scroll down up to where we had the button thing, and then remove the, it can still stay with the type. Yeah, so let's do that. So we have the on submit function. Now we are supposed to create this on submit function. So what you're going to do here, we are going to create the function, and this function is going to be, I have many things running in my PC, that's why it's a bit slow. So it's going to be function, and this function is going to be on submit, and then we want to do an event here. Need to be event, and then actually where am I even writing it here? It's not supposed to be here. Now I'm wondering, that's why I'm wondering why I'm not getting errors. So we're going to declare it here. So it's going to be function, and then on submit, then what to do event, and that, and then we'll do, what is it called, this one, and then we want to do event dot, we don't want to refresh the page, so it's going to be event dot prevent default like that. And then what we'll do next, we want to do the sign up functionality. So here what we'll do is we want to fetch, so we are going to fetch, and what you are fetching is going to come from HTTP and then localhost 4000, and then we are going to fetch it from register function, and then we are going now to do the functionality. Here we want to do the method of post. So it's going to be method of post, and then you want to do body which body is going to be from JSON, and then dot stringify, sorry, and then you are going to get the email, and you are also going to get the username, and then you are going also to get the password, like that. And now we're also going to have headers, and the headers are going to be content type, which is going to be content type, like that. And then you're also going to have application stroke JSON, like that. And now we can try to register users, but before we register the users, I want to check if a user, if the response is okay, we can do registration successful. But if the registration ain't okay, we can do maybe an alert or a redirect. So I'm going to declare this as a const, which is going to be response, then it's going to be await, and since that is an await, we can add async here. So it's going to be async function, like that. Async on submit, no, it's not there. Here going to be an async function, like that. And now you have the error. Let's see, event is that error is fixed. So what we want to do, we want to first check if the response we just created, if the response is not okay, which is, let's say the status is 200, right? So if the status ain't 200, what are we going to do? If the response is not 200, we want to do an alert, and then this alert is going to say something like failed. And then if it's okay, we want to do something else. We want to say registration successful. So let's say alert, we can alert and say successful, like that. So let's come back to our application and see if we can actually get users to register. So let's come back here, make sure you have opened your network, and also make sure that your backend is running in your terminal. So make sure that the nodemon is running. You can see that nodemon is running. So let's come back here and let's try. We can do test@gmail.com, then you can do test here, then you can do password 123456. So let's see if we actually get the sign up. It's not actually working, I don't know why. Let me see if I have a user inside my, if you have gotten a user inside our Mongodb. Let's see, browse collections, that is, and then you have the users. Let me see, currently you have 0 users. I've tried and it's not working, but in the database we have users, but we currently don't have any user. And I've checked the code and I've realized that you have the event.prevent default from reloading, and it's doing the reloading thing. And I realized that inside here I added 2 forms. So let me remove one. I don't know if it will fix the error. Let's see. And then let me come back. I've removed that error. Don't know why I'm getting an error still. No, the error is gone. So let me refresh here, and then let me see. I can hide those ones. Then let's try signing up again and do test. Then you can do a password, then sign up. So you can see that we have successfully created a user, but you can see now we have a course error. You can see we have the email, and then you have the password, you have the username. We are getting those correctly, but it won't put the users inside the database because now we have a course error. So what we'll do, we're going to add we're going to install course in our application to handle the error. So what you're going to do, you're going to come back to our application, and we are going to install course in our application, because you can see in the network we have a course error. Yes, we have the details, but we have a course error. If I close this, you can see that we have a course error here. Don't know if I'll see it in the, we have a course error inside our app. So what you are going to do is we can come here inside the API, and we are going to install npm install and then course, like that. And then let's minimize this so that we can see what you're doing. You're going to go back to the index.js where you have your backend, and now below the const express, you're going to also, let's copy this, and then let's call our course here, and then you can change this from express to course, like that. And then our app is using express, right? Now we have that const app is equals to express, and now app.use we have the express.json. Now what you're going to do here is we are going to do app.use. It's going to use course, that is. So we're going to do app.use, and then now you can do course, and then like that. So let's see if I open the terminal, if it has finished installing. Yeah, so let's come back here and let's go back to the network, and then let's hide those, and then let's try signing up again. You can see it's saying failed. I don't know why failed. Let's come to the database and see if a user is created. Yeah, we have the user, who is this one. I don't know why we have that failed error. I think I did something wrong here. Let's see. We have said if the response is not 200, alert failed. Otherwise, alert successful. But actually, we don't actually need. Yes, we are checking if the response is not 200, but we didn't check the status of the response. So let's go back to the application and see. So if I hit sign up, it won't, because we have another user in the database. So let's delete this user, like that, and then come back here and then sign up again. You can see now we have successful. It means now we have successfully created our first user. And if we go back to the database, you can see that if I refresh the database, you can see we have this user here, but we don't want the password to be like this, because you know hackers, right? So we want to hash this password. So you're going to look for bcrypt. Bcrypt is used to hash passwords. So you're going to install bcrypt, like that. So let's go and install bcrypt in our API. So open terminal, and then in the API install bcrypt. Then you're going to come back to our index.js, and then inside here we are going to also require bcrypt. So it's going to be const mongoose. We copy this, and then we copy paste it down here, and then change this from mongoose to bcrypt, like that. I think bcrypt, yeah, like that. And then you can come back to the application and to the npm. If you're using Mac, definitely use the what yarn add. and you're going to go to yarn not npm. So let's come, we have it here. I want the readme and I'm not seeing it. Bcrypt. Anyway, we don't have that there, but we are going to create it. So first we are going to declare assault here, assault for the to hash the password. So here we are going to say, let's say we are hashing the password like that, and then we are going to create assault. Consult is equals to, it's actually bcrypt, and then dot generate gen salt sync, this one, and then it's going to be 10 characters like that. And then now we can come and replace our password from password to bcrypt dot hash sync English be hard, yeah, hash sync like that. And then we want to do the password, our password, which is the one you have entered, and then now the salt like that. And then if we come back to our application, if we come back here and then delete this user like that, and then come to the application here, our app, then sign up again, you'll see now we have the successful. But if I come back to my database and then I refresh, you'll notice that now the password is not 12345, it's now a hashed password, like a random string like this, you see, like that. So nobody will be able to know what password you used to sign up. Now we have that sign up, and if I try to sign up again, it won't, and the application actually crash because we have another user like that one in our database. And if I come back to the here, you can see the app crashed. So let's start it again. Node index.js will, in the actual application, will be fixing all those errors. So we have that, but we want, when the registration is successful, we want to take this user to the login page. So what we'll do here, we want to do, after an alert, we want to do a window dot, I think, ref, or you can use redirect, there's no problem. You can say window dot location and then dot ref, and then we want to take this user to the login like that. So let's come back here and let's try creating another user. So let's say tester like that, and then add there, and then add, I don't know, let me create another one. You can do 5 6 7 8 9 like that, and then we can sign up. You can see successful, but now we are redirected to the login page. So we have the successful message, and now we are redirected to the login page. So what you're going to do here, we are going to actually copy this, because now we are creating the login functionality, and then we're going to copy this, come back to the login.jsx, and then paste it, I think here, right, like that. Control Z and then Control V, and then we'll get errors because we haven't imported usestate. So you can do Control and then spacebar to give you this usestate from React like that. Now we have the usestate, and now we'll do what we did on the here on the sign up. So instead of like writing all those things again, we can come here and then copy the, we don't want email in the sign up. Actually, in the login, we just want the div that has the input for the username and the input for the password. So let me collapse this, and then I can do that, actually Control V, Shift Alt F like that. And then here we don't actually need the email, So I'll just remove the email. And then now we have the form. Yeah, and I'll also do the same because we got an error earlier. So let's do that, and then come here and remove the action actually, and then we do an on submit, which is going to be login, like that. So we are going to create a function for the login functionality. So let's login. That's better, right? And then we are going to come back to our index.js, and then here inside the app.jsx we want to create a function that will help us login. So it's going to be app.post and then login, like that. And then we're also going to get request response, and then function, like that. And then we can take the username and password here. So we're going to do that. Then you're going to remove this. And for this to work, we actually need a token to store we want to take a token that is stored in the browser cache, or let's say a cookie for that case. So here we want to do const username, and then we can declare the user document as we did on the register user doc. And then here we want to do user, and then we want to find a user inside that user schema. So it's going to be find one, and then we want to find that user by username. But if you want to use email, you can change that from username to user, so from username to email, sorry. And then here we want to let's first declare if the password is okay. We want to do what? We want to do the bcrypt, and then if the password is okay, that this one is the user document, which is the username, and if the password is okay, we want to check at the bcrypt password. So we are going to compare the password. We are not going to, because here we hashed the password, and now here we want to compare when the user is logging in if the password is actually correct with the one they used earlier. So it's going to be password, and then user document, the username, which is from the user document dot password. So we must check if that user with the username has that password, use that password earlier, right? And then now here we are supposed to do a function that checks if the password is okay. We want to sign in the user, but if it's not, we want to say wrong details or anything like registration not successful. So we're going to start by saying pass. If the password is okay, we can do a JSON web token, which has the sign function. So what you're going to do here, we are going to install JWT, JSON web token. If you want to know much about JSON web token, you can like Google that. So let me come here, and I don't know how we install it. So let me just note JSON web token npm. And then we can install it with this one. So let me remove it first, and then we can install it like that, JSON web token. And then after installing it, we want to actually require it. So we're going to do Control V. And then here we are going to change from what? From mongoose to J. So first, this one is going to be JWT JSON web token, because I don't want to keep writing the whole name. Is going to be JWT, and then this one is going to be JSON web token. So it's going to be JSON web token, like that. Now we want to log in the user using the JSON web token. So if the password is okay, actually let's first do if else. We'll just tell this person respond dot status, it will be 400 for the error 400, and then we want to do to JSON as wrong credentials, like that, or you can say wrong details. Any is okay. So let's see, we have that, and now we have the else if the password is not okay. So let's sign in the user. So it's going to be jwt.sign, and then here we want to sign in the username, the user, that is, sorry, and then this username is going to be, the username obviously has an ID, which is, we have an ID in our database, the username ID, we have it here, it is. So you're going to sign up the user name with that specific user ID. So it's going to be userdoc, and then underscore, not underscore but dot underscore, and then ID, like that. And then we have an error, cannot find name user, we have it, userdoc, yeah. And then after doing that, here we want to do a secret, and this secret, first let's declare it, the secret. So let's come here below the salt, let's create a secret, const secret. I'm not that yet very good with backend, but I'm trying. So let's create a secret, and we are going to give it a string, a random string, our secret, that's our secret. So let's provide this user with that secret. Don't want, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just it's like giving that user an ID, but now you're giving them a secret, and this secret is going to be like that. And then you want to do an error, if we are going to do error, and then we are going to do the token, which is a JSON web token. So we have two outcomes. We can either have the token for the user, or we can have an error. So let's do this. If we have an error, we are going to draw that error like that. But if we don't have an error, we want to respond with a cookie, and here we want to actually install a cookie, which is a cookie parser from, let's say, cookie, like that. We want to respond cookie, and that cookie is going to have the token, and then that token is going to be actually the token itself. And then you're going to say .json, we have now the okay text. So let's do the, let me see, we have the cookie, but we haven't installed the cookie, and that cookie is going to come from the cookie parser. So we have to install cookie parser, and let me come here and cookie parser, let me see, search, we have that cookie parser. Can see we have this cookie parser, it's saying request cookies with an object keyed by the cookie names. So let's copy that cookie parser, and then we can call it by using this. So let's first install the cookie parser. So let's install cookie parser first, and then let's come here and then copy this, and then we're going to paste it down here, and then we're going to change it from var to const, and now we have that cookie parser there, and then we have this cookie, but we still want to use our app to use that cookie parser to fetch any cookies in our browser. So it's going to be cookie parser, and then like that. So all the requests we want to respond cookie, yeah, like that. But here we can do async function here, and then our user is going to be an await. So like that. Don't think I have anything else to do there. We actually now need to go to the front end, the login part, and then we are supposed to fetch the login function from the backend. So here what you're going to do, you're going to we are going to declare, we are going to create the what is it called, the login on submit function. So it's good, let's say we are going to create a function, and this function is going to be called login, and is going to have an event. Did I use event in the sign up? Let's say, yeah, we used event, so you can just do event like that, and then this one is going to have an event dot prevent default like that. Yeah, it's a function. So what you're going to do next here is we have the function login, which is this on submit. Now we have to handle the login. So here what you're going to do, actually you're going to just come here and copy the fetch, this fetch, and then let's copy this, because I don't think there's anything else. We are just going to change some few things here, so let's do like that, shift alt F, and then now this is an async function like that. We're going to fetch from the login, we are not going to fetch from the register, so it's going to be login like that. And then we want to do method post, we want to do body JSON stringify, but we don't want the email but the username and the password. And then we have the headers content type, and then we'll have the credentials like that, credentials, and then these credentials are going to be included like that. Now I think we have the credentials like that. Credentials is written like that, expected, okay, yeah, it's written like that. And then here we are going to check if the response is not true, we say failed, and then successful. And now we are not going to be prompted to the login, but instead we want to be taken to the home page. Yeah, so let's come to the app itself, and now let's try to log in. So you can do test, and then I used 1 2 3 4 5 6, I think so, login. But if I log in, you can see we are also getting a course error. Let me show you that. If I log in, we have the course error. To fix this, we are going to go back to our index.js. And then here, let's first, before going there, let's go back. Let's go back to the index.js, and because you're getting a course error, you're going to come here inside the course. We have passed credentials in our function, credentials which are included. Now we want to, inside the course, we want to say that the credentials are going to be true, and then those credentials are going to come from the origin, our front end, which is going to be the local host. So it's going to be, let's see, it's going to be, for me I'm using local host. Actually, let me copy it because I'm using localhost 5173, but there's a high possibility yours is using localhost 3000 or any of that. So you're going to remove that. Now the origin is going to be http localhost 5173, like that. Yeah, now I can come back to my application and try logging in again. And then we are saying we have an error. Let's see what the error is about. Failed to fetch. Let me come back. Maybe it's happening in the application. Let me see. Yeah, the app crashed. Let me restart it. Node.js index.js. Let's see. It started and then come back. Let's try logging in. We are still getting an error. So it's saying cannot reading password index.js. Password user doc password dot password. Let's see. We are getting an error because it's saying we are getting an error in our application which says, let me see, app crashed. Because the app crashed, why? Because cannot read properties of password. So let me see if maybe I don't remember the password, because actually I forgot. Let me refresh this. And then after refreshing, let me come to who is the test. Actually, we can come back here and try registering someone else, which is sign up. Yeah, and then let me try signing up someone else. Let's say me, and then test 4, and then password 12345 sign up, right? And then let's wait. Failed to fetch. Let me come back here and restart my app. Control C and then nodemon index.js, like that. Let me come back now and then try to sign up. Pending, failed to fetch. You're still getting an error. Why? Let me clear this and then refresh. I don't think I created someone called me. Anyway, let me try someone else. Let's say Khalid at gmail.com, and then Khalid here, and then password 1234567 sign up. Yeah, successful. And then let me try logging in by the username, which is Khalid, and then the password is 1234567 and then login. So we have the successful message that we have successfully logged in, and now we are taken back to the welcome to the home page. So if now we try to create a logout function, but all that, I'm going to assume like you have understood the process, and the code is not that complicated. You can see that it's very simple. So I might post this on my GitHub, but I'll remove this string because I don't want you to use it. And then I'm going to paste it there to push it to my GitHub, and you're going to replace this string with your own Mongodb string, and then you're going to use the same code, the same process we have used to create the functionality, such that instead of welcome to the home page, it's actually telling you hello and then the username. If it's for me, it's hello Khalid, welcome to the home page. And then you can have a button here that says logout or something like that. And then you can also improve the code by either adding pictures, the profile picture and all that. So that's the project for today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, also hit the notification to be noticed when I drop the next application or anything. If you want me to create something, let me know in the comments, and If there is anyone who is very good at doing these things, please let me know. I want to create a team of maybe 8 to 10 members or 4 to 6 members. I want to create a team. So if this video reaches you and you have been coding for a long time, you can hit me up, and I hope this video helps you. So let's meet on the next one.